Teal Nation, how we doing? We're back with another Chant Pod presented by Revolution Mortgage. I'm Sam Wiederhaft. The cold winter weather has made its way to Conway the last few days, and to get us thinking about warmer days in the spring, we're talking baseball this week. Had a chance to talk with head coach Kevin Schnall last month heading into this season. Now the season has officially begun. The Chants are in their second week of official practices, and to get us up to speed on the 2026 Chanticleers is center fielder Dean Mihos. Dean had a breakout season last year that was almost derailed due to injury late in the season, but he came back stronger than ever and made a huge impact in last year's Omaha run. He's back for his fourth season in Teal, and we talked about how the practices are going, the team's motivation coming into this season, and even what he does when he's not playing baseball. Let's hear from him. Here's my conversation with Dean Mihos. We're back with baseball on the Chant Pod, presented by Revolution Mortgage, as we continue the preparation for the 2026 season. The anticipation is building, and to help us talk us through that is Dean Mihos, center fielder. Dean, appreciate you coming on. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on.
How is the preparation going overall for this brand new season?
It's going well. Expectations are high, as always. But, it's nice to get out on the field again and get together as a team. Everything's going pretty smooth right now.
Being a captain of this team, it's your fourth year in the Coastal Baseball program, your senior season. Just what have you noticed about how this brand new team has been brought together through these off-season practices?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is building the culture, right, each and every season, and that's something I've seen grow since I've been here, since freshman year. And every year it's a new team, new group of guys, and being able to come together as a team, especially off the field, is really important in our success on the field. We got a lot of talent, a lot of gritty guys, so getting the job done isn't the issue. It's coming together as a team, and we know those things will take care of themselves.
This year's team has plenty of returners, yourself included, from last year's historical season. 56 wins. You go all the way to the national championship. There's some new pieces involved as well. But what have you noticed about the motivation of this team? With a lot of guys from last year going all the way and not quite getting it done, but just still that same motivation to get back to Omaha.
Yeah, obviously every year our goal is to get to Omaha, and that's why we've had so much success in this program. Even the past 20 years, the program has just continued to go up. But yeah, the expectations obviously are high this year from an outsider's perspective. But looking in, the staff, the team, and the people surrounding this program, have high expectations every year. And to get back to Omaha and get back to the pinnacle of this game is the end goal, and we're hoping to win those final two games of the season.
We've seen some awesome reports from our director of analytics, Matt Pepin. Is it true you're really hitting the baseball right now at 110 plus?
I'm hitting the ball really good right now, and I give a lot of credit to Connor Owings, Matt Schilling, working with me, Coach Ox. And then, a big thing this fall that we worked on is just getting our bodies in positions that maybe we couldn't before, and working on some deficiencies in our body, and that's a big part of what we do in the weight room with Mike Thompson. Sometimes the coach wants to do stuff, but our bodies physically aren't capable of doing it yet, so we work on that stuff little by little, and I think that's really been able to help me as a hitter and a lot of other guys on the team as well.
What have been some specific areas of the game, after having a really successful season last year? What have been some of those specific areas that you've worked on improving coming into your senior season?
Yeah, so over the course of my the past 3 years here, this being my fourth, we've built a lot of strength. I built a lot of strength, and now it's we talked to Mike a lot about just fine tuning those muscles and getting those fast twitch muscles firing. And a lot of that goes hand in hand with the mechanics I do in the cages and the stuff I do in the weight room. And when those you work on those each and every day, and those come together, and those are the results you're going to get.
Yeah. Dean, let's go back to last season, 2025. It was a historical season for Coastal Baseball. It was a great season for yourself, but it took a little bit of a wild turn. I mean, you were the everyday leadoff hitter, center field for a majority of the season. Then we get to late April. You go through an injury. You miss just about a month. You come back in the regional, and then all of a sudden you have a great College World Series in Omaha, and you're a part of the all-tournament team. Just how crazy was last season for you?
Yeah, no, it definitely was a bit of a wild ride. Coming off my first two seasons, they were really a lot of maturity in those first two seasons, just kind of getting my feet wet and figuring out what kind of player I am and figuring out the system here at Coastal as well. But yeah, last season was great. Obviously, went off to a hot start for myself, and yeah, that injury came up around the JMU series, and that put me out for a while. But just having the team rally around me and rally around our goal is just because I went down doesn't mean we're gonna put our heads down just because we lost a piece of our lineup. Next guy stepped up, and we went 26 straight after that. So just to have those guys, it means the world to me to get me an opportunity to get to Omaha and get in the lineup again, and that's what it's all about. Having those guys around you.
The College World Series was certainly one to remember for you. You had a base hit in every single game. I think it was a total of 4 or 5 RBIs. Had a home run against LSU, which I think is that picture right here.
Yeah,
just looking back on the whole experience, what were some of the moments that stuck out to you in the College World Series?
Yeah, it's funny. We were in a video review the other day, and Chill always puts clips in there, and it's funny because when you're there, like you're just so focused on the timeline you have for the day and getting your stuff done that you almost forget like what happened, right? You got to go back and watch it. But really, some key things that stuck out to me is when those games do end and we're sitting around the locker room with these guys, and we're only promised so many more games, right, with each other. And the memories that we created, I feel, in that Omaha locker room are some of the best ones that we ever got to create. The camera crews come in and we're trying to make the guys laugh while they're getting interviewed.
Yeah.
It's just those little things that I'll never forget. And then, of course, the atmosphere that the Coastal fans brought and that flyover in the first game. I mean, that stuff I'll tell my kids about.
Sure. Yeah. At the same time, the same summer, a few weeks later, your brother Theo ends up going to the Little League World Series in Williamsport, which just is an insane story to have one family with 2 kids end up going to the College World Series and the Little League World Series. How awesome was last summer for your parents?
Oh, it was a wild ride. I mean, they've been on the baseball, Ferris wheel for a long time now, right? We've seen me and my older brother through, and now my little brother. I didn't have the opportunity to play in the Little League World Series, but seeing my brother do that, and being able to fly back quick and see one of those games and surprise him meant the world to me and also to my parents. So yeah, being able to do that and watching him live out a little childhood dream of mine was really special.
What have you been able to teach him about the game?
Well, for me, it kind of stinks sometimes being down here because I like to spend some more time with him up there, but obviously he understands what I'm trying to do, but just trying to pass down to how to respect the game and how to take advantage of your talents. I mean, he's a very talented individual. He's a very smart kid, even in the classroom, and just trying to constantly preach to him playing the game the right way. And there's a lot of distraction in today's games, I think, and I want to bring that old school feel back to baseball, just the grittiness and the aspects that we have here in this program. And I think he's definitely trending in the right direction. And I still want him to be a kid and enjoy the game how it is. But I love him a lot, and it was great to see him do that.
A lot of talent in the Mihos family, baseball-wise. Just to be a part of a team that won 56 games, made it to a national championship, considered one of the best Coastal baseball teams of all time. What does that mean to you?
It means the world, and that's just a testament to first, everybody who's helped get us to this point, right? All the guys that are on the walls in this facility. I mean, they built us up to get to this point. Our staff, I mean, Coach Schnall has surrounded himself with winners, and that trickles down to the rest of the team. And to be a part of Coastal history, for forever is something special to me and to all those players that were on that team last year.
And Dean, you took a huge jump at the plate. I mean, 2024, you batted .275.
Yeah.
2025, it's up to .332. What led to that improvement at the plate?
I think the biggest thing was just my swing mechanics in general. I really trusted my swing last year that when I needed to fire my swing, that it was going to do what I wanted it to do. And in previous years, I didn't have that confidence. But just, a maturity phase, the more pitches you see, the better you're going to get. And just coming in my own as a player, right? I think all those things just come together, and I think that's why I had the success I did.
Let's talk about your time with Coastal baseball as a whole, because this is going to be your 4th season here in Conway. You came into the program and started off as a shortstop.
Yes.
I know you pitched in high school as well. You come to Conway as a shortstop, and then moved to center field a few years ago. Just take me through what led to that transition.
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, I played shortstop for as long as I could remember, right? I was a shortstop all through high school, and I was a very good defender. And it just so happened that my sophomore season, about 2 weeks before season, we had some injuries in the outfield, and Gilly came up to me and said, "Look, man, we need someone to get out there and play some center field." I said, "Let's do it. I mean, we're here to play ball." I didn't come here saying I was gonna, I wanted to do this and this, right? I'm coming here to help this program win in any way I can. And yeah, it was short notice, but with the personnel we had here, they were able to get me ready. And from my first day out in center to now, I've made great strides, and that's all thanks to the work I put in and the work that people have helped me put in.
I think shortstop would be considered really the captain of the infield, and he's probably the most athletic player in the infield. Center fielder is probably the most athletic player in the outfield. What are some similarities that you notice between those two positions?
Yeah, definitely commanding your position, right? Ball goes in the air. You're the guy looking to go after that ball first before anyone at both positions. And just having an awareness of what's going on, too. Obviously, shortstop, there's a lot more plays probably happening, a lot more, you got to deal with bunts and stuff as well. But yeah, you got to be, like you said, the captain at both positions. You got to demand the ball.
Yeah. Talking with Coastal center fielder Dean Mihos on the Chant Pod, presented by Revolution Mortgage. Dean, again, you've been with this program for a long time. What makes Coastal baseball one of the most elite programs in the country?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just our attitude and how we go about things every day, right? There's no detail too small. We own everything we do. We own all our mistakes, all our successes, without putting blame on anyone else. And I think when you do all those things and you have people pulling in the right direction, great things happen.
There's a lot of talent on this team coming into 2026. We're seeing a lot of really positive preseason reports and a lot of hype coming into this team, the preseason number 6 ranked team in the country. Take me through what you've seen some of those position battles kind of looking like and just how competitive this team is overall.
Yeah, I mean, out of my 4 years here, this is definitely, if not the most, but one of the most talented teams we've had. There's a ton of talent all up and down the lineup, even with the pitching staff. But the way I see it, that only pushes us more, right? Obviously, we have each other. You push yourself every day here, but also having some other guys push you as well, I think that's just going to make everyone better. And I think having those battles will make us a better team overall, and I'm excited to see how this pans out.
Last year, coming into the season, Coastal was unranked. This year, the number 6 team in the country by D1 baseball. How is this team, dealing with those expectations and all the hype coming into 2026?
Yeah, look, the expectations, like we talk about all the time, are the same every year we step on campus, right? We're always trying to get to Omaha, right? And just because we're ranked 6 doesn't mean we're, going to be more driven or less driven, right? The drive is always there. From an outsider's perspective, kind of like we talked about earlier, people outside of the program may have higher expectations for us, but I know people inside this program always have those expectations, and that's what we're going to continue to build off of.
A lot of talent on the field, a lot of talent in the hair category for Dean Mihos. I think you're definitely in the running for best hair on the team. Maybe you and Barthol.
Yeah,
that's pretty
me
close.
And Blake, yeah, we're kind of close. His hair's just short right now, so I don't know. I can't do too much with it right now. I might have him beat. But
yeah, what's the hair routine? Take me through it.
It's not as crazy as you would think, right? I probably go, I shampoo, usually 3-4 times a week. Don't want to do it too much, right? Dry out the hair, but I'm always a leave-in conditioner guy after the shower.
There you go.
You got to throw it in there, and I just let it sit and let it ride.
Yeah, love it. Fantastic. Dean Mihos off the field, when he's not playing baseball, what are you doing?
Well, like you mentioned, Blake and I spent a lot of time together, right? We've been at this thing for 4 years now. We've been roommates all 4 years. So pretty much whatever I'm doing, he's doing, whether that's, we spend a lot of time at the field, so we like to relax when we get home. Maybe we'll put a little Netflix series on. We build a lot of Legos, too. It's a little nerdy of us, but we get after it with the Legos.
What's the most impressive Lego project you've built?
I'd say the best personally, I built when I went home for break, I built the Jaws. It was like kind of the shark coming out the water, and there's the boat right there.
Yeah.
It was pretty big set. But Blake and I just knocked out an R2-D2 the other day, so we're pretty fired up about that.
Wow.
But I mean, outside of that, we love to golf. We love to go shoot. a lot, shoot skeet and stuff. So it's a lot of fun around here off the field as well.
Everyone's wondering what the Coastal baseball players are doing when they're not on the field, and Legos seems to be a pretty strong answer.
We're older now. We're not, we don't overexert ourselves too much anymore. So we have almost like senior citizen activities hanging out in the house.
I love it. I love it. We talked about, what you guys are kind of doing off the field. Do you have a certain pregame routine going into every game? Do you have any superstitions with that?
I probably the way I get dressed is the same every time. I'll always use the same pair of sliders. Obviously, I'm going to wash them, but always left sock,
Thanks
right
for
sock.
clarifying that, by the way.
Yeah, and just it's not so much perfect rituals. I haven't get too hung up on that. But definitely pregame, like when we get together as a team and dap everyone up and we say our pregame prayer and stuff like that. That's definitely a big part of the program. And also, like, I go to the same coach every time. I always start with Shill, then I go to Shu, then I go to CO, then Ox. And, I just tell them I love them before every game, and we go from there.
You got to watch these guys huddle together before every game. It certainly is a sight. I mean, you guys have a certain ritual, at least last year, that you guys were kind of doing.
Yeah.
Where you kind of handing out. You were the one that was handing out home runs, right?
Yeah, we kind of had some alter egos, and mine was kind of, me, Booksy, and Wells and Blake kind of put those alter egos together one day, and we like to mess around with it, and we'll just hand out hits before every game. But that team last year was unbelievable. The attention they brought to every game. It's we showed up and. We didn't worry about stuff we couldn't control. We just worried about what we could control, and that was a big part of that success.
We just posted the Coastal baseball uniforms for 2026. I mean, this is my all-time favorite.
Yes.
The black jersey is awesome. Do you have a preference
jersey
as far as a Coastal uniform combination?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite since day one has been black tops and pinstripe pants. You really can't go wrong with that. And God, I don't think we lost, and maybe until. Yeah, I don't think we lost a game in black and pins last year. Yeah.
That was a successful combo.
Definitely.
The blacks are going to change a little bit this year.
Yeah, they're a little different. The Coastal is white instead of teal, but they're pretty similar, a little more breathable. New age, but the uniforms are great, and all the gear that we got this year is awesome.
Yeah, rumor has it there might be another jersey coming out a little bit later on, closer to the season. Dean, just talk about. I mean. Coastal baseball is all about culture, selfless, relentless, and own it. The mottos of this team, and I think that was super strong in the offseason where you're not losing a lot of players to the transfer portal. Basically, I mean, there's a lot of players that are back. It's just such a strong, tight-knit group led by Coach Schnall. Just talk about that from a player's perspective.
Yeah, to be able to play for someone who has this much fire in their gut is I've never seen it before. He brings a different type of intensity and a different type of attention to the game, and whenever he's talking, no one is wandering off. Everybody's locked in what he's saying because there's always something to learn. And I think when you have someone like that everyone is looking up to and everybody wants to play for. That's when you get a lot of the success.
Dean, I'll close it out with, just talking about the excitement for the 2026 season. Teal Nation is certainly fired up to get this season started in less than a month now. How much are you looking forward to starting this brand new year?
I can't wait. I wish opening day was tomorrow. But to see all the stuff they're doing around the field to get this place ready for fans and to be able to play with the Palace packed again is everybody's dreaming here. When our heads hit the pillows, that's what we're thinking about. So can't wait for everybody to be out there, and we're looking forward to it.
Hopefully it warms up a little bit between now and February 13th, but it'll be here before we know it. Dean Mihos, appreciate you coming on. We're looking forward to the season.
Thanks for having me.
Dean's great. You can hear the passion he has for this program, and we can't wait to see what else he has to give for Coastal Baseball, the preseason number 6 team in the country in 2026. That'll close things out on the Chant Pod, presented by Revolution Mortgage. Thanks again to Dean Mihos for taking our minds to baseball season, which is now only a few weeks away. Have a safe weekend with the winter weather in the area. I'm Sam Wiederhaft, signing off. Chant's up.